So I've already made my samples in Audacity and I want to import them into Soundation. I go to Soundation's File menu and choose Import Audio File. I select the file I would like to import and hit Open. Importing creates a new track. I've already preset some audio and I know I want to change pitch on track 1. I can move this new audio region to the first track, delete the extraneous track by selecting it and hitting delete, and then I will zoom out to show the rest of my sound files. You can access the sounds you've imported at any time by going to the library and selecting Project. Notice I can drag more than one copy of the file onto my track. I can also trim my audio by putting my cursor on the edge of the region, selecting and dragging. Let's say I want to insert silence between the words like I did in Audacity. Under the File menu are icons for tools. Choose the scissor tool and then click where you want to split the file. Return to the arrow tool, drag the regions apart, and hit play. Change pitch. Notice there aren't any clicks. Soundation creates imperceptible fades at the beginnings and ends of regions. I can also lengthen the cut region to the length of the original file. This kind of editing is called non-destructive editing, and it's very powerful. Change pitch. Now that I've shown you basic editing, let's actually change the pitch. Next to the scissors is an icon with a P on it. Drag the right edge of the sound out, and then press play. Notice that the pitch changed, but so did the length. In Audacity, there are ways of changing the pitch without changing the length, but in Soundation, pitch and length are linked. I can change the volume using a different set of tools. Under the Automate menu, choose Volume. In Soundation, you are either in automation mode or in audio editing mode. I can no longer move my audio around. I'm limited to automation of my volume. You can click on the line to make a point, click on the line somewhere else to make another point, and then drag it all the way down. Amber. Change. Now the sound fades out. Panning works under a similar principle. Under the automation menu on track 2, I'm going to choose Pan. When it's in the middle, the sound is in the middle. When it's all the way up, the sound is to the left. And when it's all the way down, the sound is to the right. Change place. Reverb is located somewhere else. It's in the FX menu. Each track has an FX section. If you click FX and then the plus sign, you can select the effect that you want, in this case, reverb. This is where looping comes in handy. I can select the area that I want to listen to over and over again as I adjust my settings. Change space, 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 and then I can stop my looping. Space, change place, change timbre. Notice that change timbre is on the same track as changed space, and it now has reverb on it. If you want to keep change timbre on this track, but have a dry signal, you need to use automation. Notice in the automation menu, we now have automation for the reverb parameters. I'm going to look at the wet first. It's all the way up, and I'm going to bring it all the way down. Then I'll look at the dry. It's also all the way up. I could bring it down at the beginning of change space. Now, when I press play, pitch, space, change place, change timbre. Notice that change timbre is unaffected. You can add multiple effects to the same track. I'm now going to add EQ or equalization. Click on Effects and then the plus sign. Select Equalization. EQ is so important that there's going to be a whole lecture on it later, but for now, just experiment with changing the parameters and listening to the change in timbre.
Timbre, 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 timbre.
Be careful when boosting frequencies in EQ, because you're amplifying frequencies and it's very easy to clip.
Change pitch. Change place. Change timbre.
To get rid of an effect, simply select it in the FX menu and click the X to the left of the name of the effect. Now my timbre is unaffected.
Place. Change timbre.
Once you're ready to export, you simply select File, Export WAV File. It will take some time to process, and then you'll give it a name. Now you have all the skills to create your second audio assignment in Soundation. Try to make something which works on an aesthetic level. You won't be graded on it, but your peers will be asked to give you qualitative comments on the success of your aesthetic vision.